without further ado, the floor is yours, my brother.
So, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for the great introduction. It's nice meeting you all. As you guys know, my name is Elio Alanis. I'm 21 years old, and I'm based here in Houston, Texas.
Oh, let us change that. Chris, can you handle that?
Okay. Yeah, so a lot of you guys know me from Mega Camp. I was on stage, and I spoke with Gary Keller over what I do. So a little bit about me, my backstory, my history. I was going to high school. I was 18 years old. I graduated high school, and my parents, they have a restaurant, right? And as I was growing up, I was in a restaurant business with them, helping them out, managing the employees, the money, and all that good stuff. Well, it was my senior year, and I was going to college at the same time. I was in a course where I was doing high school and college. So my whole thing was, okay, let me graduate with a business degree and help my parents grow more restaurants. But it was the end of my senior year, and it came across to my head that I wasn't passionate about the restaurants, right? And for the past 18 years, I was literally born in a restaurant. I was in the business every single day after school, every summer vacation I was there. So I love my parents' soup, but I wasn't passionate about it. And then my father told me to get into real estate. And that's when I graduated high school. And that summer I finished my whole school, and then I got my real estate license. 3 months later, I sold my very first house. But before I sold my very first house, it was a struggle, right? I started in the middle of the pandemic, 2020. It was March. I was so happy. It was my first day of Ignite. Everything was going good. And then the next day I got an email that the office was shut down. There's no more Ignite. Good luck, be safe. And I was like, oh my God, I don't know nobody here. I haven't even met my PC coach. I was so brand new. There weren't any open houses. You couldn't go door knock because it was the middle of the open house. Here in Houston, we had a curfew, so you couldn't be out past a certain hour. There was absolutely nothing you could do for traditional real estate lead generation. And I didn't know how to cold call. I didn't know how to make calls because it was my very first week in real estate. So my only tool was this right here. It was my phone. That was my only tool. And I use that as my advantage, right? I'm a teenager, I have a lot of friends and people on social media, but it wasn't the right audience I want. All my followers and friends I had on Facebook and Instagram were pretty much my friends from high school or my friends growing up. So none of them are thinking of buying a house or renting because we're all 18, 19. So I created a system where, okay, I need 2 goals for my social media platforms. The first one is growing my following, growing my friends to an audience that will buy, millennials, people older age than I. And then my second goal for my social media was now that I'm growing my following, I need to get them to engage with my account. Because let's say you have all these followers and you're growing, more people are following you every day and now, but none of them are encountering or engaging with your social media, then it doesn't matter. You're pretty much just posting just to post. So I created those 2 goals for my social media, and they're the still same goals I have for me right now. Because every day your number 1 goal is to grow your following. You want more people to follow you, or more people can engage with you. And then the Mega Camp, I did release a little checklist of what I did. I did it for 6 months straight before I seen the magic happen, right? So every day I will follow an X amount of people. I will follow people that I will look at the profile and like, okay, are these people older than me or the younger? I will read their bio, make sure let's say father or mom or dog lover. That made me think, okay, these people are grown. So I will follow them. I will follow those type of people, and then I will post every day. I will post once a day for 6 months straight, right? Because as more people are following you, you want to be in front of their face, right? Because if people are following you, you're not posting, then when are they going to engage with your account? So long story short, my first full year of real estate, I sold 50 houses. 30 of them were from social media, and 20 of them were referrals from social media. So pretty much all of them came from social media. This year is my second year. I'm already at 60 houses. Majority of them from social media. I've sold almost 120 homes out of social media. This is my second year of real estate. And right now I'm about at 16 million in closed value. So that's a little bit about my story. And I'm only 21.
That is plenty, brother. That's amazing. And I can tell you, Elio, what you don't know is I've already nicknamed you the kid. So when I see you, when I see you, I'm a hugger, right? Just know that it's out of respect, not disrespect, when I call you the kid, because I was so excited to have you on, because it's been, I'd say it's a focus of mine now to do a better job social media. And so I think everyone on this call today can learn from you and your persistence, because you knew that this was a long game, not a short game. You had to have a great run game and pass game, and the fact that you did this for 6 months shows the consistency that it takes in order to succeed in the end. So don't let me keep you. Just keep sharing, brother. I love it.
No, thank you so much. Yeah, no, like he was saying, I did it for 6 months. And then I got to a point where I was 6 months in, I've only sold 2 homes. So I was like, I've posted so many stuff about real estate that my only thought was, and this is what kind of held me accountable, and my biggest fear is, if I were to quit real estate, I will have to delete 6 months of content. Like, imagine how embarrassing that would be to all of my friends, my family members, that, hey, where's the 6 months of pictures of houses? What are you doing now? So that was like something that kept me accountable so much, because to my head, I was like, I'm not gonna delete these pictures because I'm not gonna quit. And it was a hard 6 months, guys. It was, I was living check to check. I did like 2 leases between those 6 months, and luckily I do have a very supportive family. If I needed to work a day or two at the restaurant, I would go work, just to have some gas money, right? But guys, honestly, for any social media account, if you're doing Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, these 2 goals are going to be the biggest ones, or the only ones you need, right? You need to grow your following, and you need to grow your engagement. Those should be the only 2 things for all your social media accounts. Now, the reason I tried Instagram was because the cool thing about Instagram, it's already connected to Facebook. So anything you post from Instagram goes straight to Facebook. So it's like it's 2 birds in 1 stone, right? You post a picture and it already posted on Facebook. So you're doing the same thing on Facebook. And then on Facebook, I also added 20 friends a day, mutual friends, family members, friends of friends, my friends' parents, right? Because I know I wanted to get a higher age range, so I'll ask my friends, stuff like that. But yeah, we can open it up to like a Q&A if you guys want. I know we have plenty of time.
Well, I know the first one you just answered it, was Instagram, because they wanted to know what media. Now, I'll ask, do you do anything on TikTok at all?
That's a really good question. Last year, I posted about 6 TikToks, but it was it's so time consuming. And I have my hands all wrapped around Instagram. And a lot of people, what they tend to do is to do a fast, they do Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, but they're not 110% on neither of them, right? All their attention, it's divided around. So you will never get the leads you want. So my full attention is right on Instagram. That's what works for me. Well, I do want to grow a team next year, and then I do want to grow YouTube and TikTok and LinkedIn and all that good stuff. But I would think what I do is honestly like a second job, and everyone tells me like I tend to be in Instagram about 3 hours a day, and 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour in the afternoon, 1 hour in the evening. And I'm just checking who's commenting on my pictures, who's liking them, my analytics, who's my direct messages, who's calling me, how my stories, posting stories, how my ads doing. So it's honestly like a second job. So if you do that for every platform, it's going to be hard for you to real estate.
Where do you get your content from, and how did you decide on what to post and what not to post?
That's a really good question. So the content I post, well, first of all, I'm a one-man team, so I do everything myself, right? I do have a camera team though. I meet them about twice a week, and we just go to new construction houses and we create content. And I tend to create those two sessions a week, give me good content for the rest of for next week. But what I usually do, I tend to take one picture a day, one picture, one video. If I go to a showing or if I go to a closing, or if I'm just at the office, I need to take one picture, and I would just save that. And I will save it for the next week or the following week, and I would just post it whenever. Like I'm still posting pictures from the summertime because I have so much content. Now, it's what I usually do on my weekends. Like for my Sundays, I have a whole schedule for me. Like for the next week, like I do my meal preps. Like I already know what outfits I'm wearing and stuff like that because I'm so I have so much OCD. So at the same time, I already choose 7 pieces of content that I'm going to post next week. So I'll go back to my pictures, I go back to my videos, I look at the Dropbox I have with my camera guy, and I see what we have that I haven't posted. And I just put them up on Instagram, and I save them as drafts. So in the morning, I just come up with something posted.
Okay, yeah, that would have been my next question. If you're, for example, in Command, you can schedule them, right? If you use any system to already just schedule the post so you don't have to worry about it during the week.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of things like Canva, Command that we can just upload it there and schedule. I like it doing it myself a little bit because there's a couple things you can't do with those apps like tech people, hashtags, topics, the locations, things like that. So I just do it myself. And if you take an hour or 2 days every Sunday and you already draft everything up, all you have to do is pick and publish because you already put them up there. You got to put the caption. But most people won't take those 2 hours out their day, right, for their business on a Sunday. So that's something everyone needs to do.
Yes, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
And first of all, thank you, young man. I say young man because everybody is younger than myself. But man, what a fantastic story to send off to all of these older people here. But my question is, what is your big thing, and what is the passion that drives you to do this, and where is this all going? What kind of things do you want to do with your success? Because this is going to already has opened doors for you to really make a difference in the world, which is badly needed.
No, it's a very good question, Mr. Scott. I've asked this question plenty of times for myself, and for right now, like my 5-year goal is I want to have the biggest social media presence real estate team here in Houston, Texas. Like I want to have the biggest marketing real estate team, and just whenever like I want to be that real estate agent in Houston. When someone hops on TikTok or Instagram, oh, this is the Elio-Alanis team. We have to go buy a house from him. Like I want to be an accountant Houstonian. Like I want to be like an important guy here in Houston. I want to have my day of the year here. I want to be an important figure here to my community. So that's my whole end goal. Maybe be like a celebrity, I guess so in some words, but also help the community out. But I have plenty of time, but that's my 5-year goal in 10 years. My whole thing is it's done by 30, right? So by 30-year-olds, I can say I can be financially done. But I'm never gonna stop working. I'm like a workaholic. I love working.
You're never done.
I've never done, but
yeah.
That's like my little saying, done by 30.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Wow. Who else? I'm sure there's, I've jumped on my computer now, so I'm probably confusing confusing people. So I'll shut this, my phone off.
Crystal
Elio,
has
yeah.
her hand raised.
Hey, thank you so much. And I apologize. I'm not looking my best today, so that's why my video camera's off. Not that it matters. But quick question. So for those that are just starting their social media presence, they may not be able to afford a video photographer or things of that sort. So how did you start making videos in the beginning, and what kind of content did you create while you were out and about?
That's a great question, Crystal. And I'm a strong believer of that, because when I started off, I didn't have little capital, right? I was only 18. I only had my savings from the restaurant when I would work with my parents. And one thing about me, I know my parents are very supportive, but I didn't want to ask them for money after money after money. They already helped me with going to real estate school. They helped me with my my signing up fees, because we had like the HER fees and the MLS fees, which were like $1,000 just to start off. So I didn't want to, hey, well, can you pay for my camera session every month? Right? It was just, I'm not really, I hate asking for favors. I'm that type of guy. So I literally bought, and it's my best friend right now. I have one in my backpack, I have one in my car, and I have one in my office. I bought a $40 tripod, and it comes with a Bluetooth clicker. And so I will put the tripod here, and I have the Bluetooth clicker here, and I'll take a picture with it. And it's like my camera guy, honestly. Everywhere I go, I will carry my tripod with me. I will go to house. I will put the tripod in front of the house, in the kitchen, wherever I want to take a picture. And since it comes with a Bluetooth clicker, all I have to do is press the clicker, and it takes a picture for me. And I still use it to this day. You can find it on Amazon. Just search up Bluetooth tripod, and they're honestly from $30 to $40. It's the best investment you can have. I still use it to this day. I kid you not. I have 3 of them because I always need one with me. And I mean, you can even post it. You can even put up the tripod, put it on video mode, and you can take a whole video and just change the tripod in different positions and make different clips. You can get really creative with it. But after you start getting some capital, not even that though, I created some really good, strong relationships with my vendors. I'm a true believer, if you treat me good and treat my clients good, I'm not going to switch from different vendors. Most of the times, my vendors pay for my videos. Like, hey, Mr. Lender, I'm going to make a buyer video this month. Can you help me out with the cost? And they'll pay for it because I give them so much business. So it's honestly investing in things like a tripod and like a microphone and a good iPhone or camera, and then start creating a relationship with other vendors and partner up with them, and they will take care of you. And then once you get more capital, you can go ahead and outsource all of that and just make a meeting with the camera team twice or once a week. You can get a lot of stuff done in 2 hours if you do it right.
Again, Elio, you're investing also in people, and I think that's powerful, and I really think it's powerful coming from a young man, but I'd say that you're an old soul. Yes, you are, regardless of whether you know that or not. So as we leave, I would say, because I've seen this, and you might have mentioned it before, if you were going to give specifics, because everyone on this call is older than you, would you say we should adopt either a 10-10-10 method, or would you say 10-20-20, meaning like 10, comments, post on 20 people, follow 20 people? What would you say your magic bullet, if you were going to spread it to us, would be what?
So I know there's actually one in the bold book. I think it's like 555, right?
Yes.
But honestly, guys, you probably be more on social media than you think. Like you are on social media. It's so easy to like 5 pictures. It's so easy to comment on 5 pictures. I have realtors who comment pictures like all day long. And I think to myself, well, I hope they're also commenting on other people's pictures, not just realtors. But I would probably start with a 10-10-10, right? It's not so small, it's not too big.
Yes.
But The end goal is 20. It's so when I started out, I was following 20 people a day. Like it's 20 times 5, that's already 100. That's 100 a month. That's 1,200 new people you can get a year, right? So my social media, I think like a command database. Even though I'm not a touch by touch with them every day, they're still seeing my content, right? So I'll start off small and see if 10 is good for you. 10 likes, 10 comments, 10 and follow 10 new people, and see if that works. If there's a little bit too much for you, slip it down to 5. But the end goal is 20.
Got it.
We have
Yeah.
2 more hands raised. I'm sorry, I'm probably going to butcher this name. Gleisha, you can go ahead.
You did it. Thank you. Good morning. Yes, that's Gleisha. Thank you so much for your time this morning. And thank you for the coordinator, Ben Baker, for putting this together. I'm right here in Houston as well. I missed you when you came to our office in Sugar Land. But I wanted to ask you something. I know everyone's skills as far as time management can be different because of everyone's lifestyle. But share with me some of your top 10 things that you use to really lean in on your time management.
That's a great question. I still struggle with my time management to this day, just because there's so many things that come up. And once you start doing social media in a high volume, you start getting a lot of calls and messages, and you're like, once the lead is warm, you don't want to like let it go. So I tend to, I put my leads over everything. I would stop what I'm doing to enter a lead here and there. But I created a system where like 6 to 8 in the morning is like my personal time, like my morning routine. Like my affirmations, stuff like that, my cardio, getting myself ready for social media, seeing what I'm gonna do. And then 9 to it's either 9 to 12 or 9 to 1. That's pure lead generation and working on business. A little bit after 12 p.m. or after 12 to 1, I'm only on appointments. So from 1 to 6, that's really just my appointment time. If I don't have any appointments, I'm creating content. It's either I'm doing listing appointments, buyer appointments, lunch appointments, or just creating content. And after that, I'm pretty much done for the day. But my biggest time is right now. 9 to 12 is where I'm like just focused on my business. And then I tend to do these classes about 3 times a month. I like giving back to the community. So yeah, that's how my routine looks for the most part.
Thank you.
Hi guys, I'm Jessica Wilhite. I had to throw my wig on real quick so I can turn my camera on. But I was wondering, so I just started my real estate Instagram page. It's IJESS closed. Go follow me guys. But so you said you follow about 20 people a day. I know when I went to a social media class, they said if you follow more people that follow you, that can kind of mess up the SEO and the opportunity for your page to grow. So how did you handle that?
Yeah, so that's a great question. Just like I audit my bank statements at the end of the month, I audit my following, right? The society we're in right now, if you're following more people than you have followers, if your ratios are upside down, I don't know why, but the society will not trust you, right? They will not follow you back. And it's just something common, right? So I audit my followers every month. I see who's not following me back, and I just unfollow them, just not go upside down with my ratios.
Or do you unfollow? Like, do you follow people and then unfollow them?
Yeah, I usually give them a month. At the end of the month, I see who's following me back and who's not following me back.
Okay.
For people who don't follow me back, I'll go like a picture, or I'll go comment on one of the recent pictures to see if they'll follow me back, and if not, it's okay. Just because it does affect you a little bit. I hate to unfollow people, but if you are following more people than are following than what we're following you, it's really unlikely that whoever you follow next will follow you back, unless it's like a friend or family member.
Thank you.
Well, I'll tell you, Tia, is your hand up, Christina?
Yes. Hi, good morning, everybody. Thank you, Elio. Appreciate your time. And this is really insightful because I struggle with the social media component. How do you deal with, I notice on Instagram, and I do a lot of posting and I do it every day, but just the, how are you able to discern the people, I guess the hoaxers is what I'm looking for. Do you have any insight on that?
As in like scammers, is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, it's like I get some I get some weird people that try to follow me and DM me, and so I don't know if you have any kind of, if there's an algorithm, or how are you able, or am I doing something wrong and I'm putting out that's attracting the wrong people?
No, I think as long as social media is alive, there's gonna be scammers. I get tons of people commenting on my comments, weird things. I get people DMing me stuff. I even have a couple impersonating accounts of me and that are selling crypto to other people. So it is an annoying factor, right, that I have to deal with. But whoever, to answer your question, whoever comments on a picture, whoever messages me, I send them the same template, and it's either you're applying with my lender or you're not, right? If you apply with my lender, then you're a hot lead to me. If you're not, I'll follow with you 2 or 3 times, and if it doesn't go from there, then I would just leave it like that. But I would say create a template for any lead that you get, and it's really an easy template. It's, hey, hello, nice meeting you. Thank you for reaching out for your real estate needs. Are you looking to buy or sell? That's it. And
Oh, that's great.
that tells you
Thank you.
buy or sell. Yeah. And then you should have a template for each buying or selling. All right, hey, if you're looking to buying, this is a checklist of what you need to get pre-approved. Here's a link to apply with my lender. Let me know once you're done. And that gets them to apply with the lender. And then once I apply with the lender, I know they're serious. And then for the sellers, it's hey, the really good market to sell right now. What's a good call? What's a good number to call you at? For my sellers, I like to get them on the phone just because listings are life, right? So I get them on the phone, and I have my questions for them, like the address, where they're moving to, what's your situation, why are they selling, things like that. But I would say just create a template for every scenario, just have them safe.
Thank you so much. That's very helpful.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, I also have, hold on, sorry. The only engagement we really get in comments, or most like 95%, is people just being like, send this post to at whatever,
Yeah.
Texas, whatever. Is there a way to like make it not automatic? Because I assume they're connected to the hashtags that I'm putting under. But then also, I'm just deleting and like blocking the people. Is that a good move? Or do you think I should just leave the comments? Like, I don't know what you do.
Honestly, I just leave them. You can block them. I just leave them. I just okay. But I think on Instagram there's a comment filter, like if like a filter from a comments. If you try commenting a curse word, it won't allow you. So you can always filter what words you don't want on your post. So maybe you can filter send this or tag us. And I promise you they won't be able to post that on your picture.
Chris, are you good? Okay. Elio, I'm so thankful for your time. Actually, you've given us a few more minutes than we normally run, but again, I appreciate it. I'm sure that all the veterans on this call got something from you today. I knew they would. That's the reason why I wanted you, because I love our community, and that we understand that we can all learn and grow from each other. And it doesn't matter if it's a 20-year-old or a 60-year-old. My buddy Steve is on this call. you know, my success manager, Christina, is on this call. I learned so much from her. I think hopefully I impart a little wisdom into her every now and then. But I appreciate you blessing us. Guys, I think Christina put his Instagram location on, so follow him. If you have anything in Houston, I think you can trust that he'll clearly get it taken care of. Again, we're here in Dallas, a number of us are, so yeah, we'd love to follow back, and we'll be respectful there. And if there's nothing else that you need to impart on us, I'd say go, because I know this is in the middle of your lead gen or your content creation time. So again, thank you so much for blessing us today.
Thank you guys for joining us this morning, and I wish everyone a happy holidays and a good success for next year.
Good. Well, I'm sure we'll see you. We'll see you at either family reunion or one of the other sessions that are coming up. And
Oh, yeah.
When I'm in Houston, maybe later on, I'll be sure and try to look you up, and maybe I'll just treat you to coffee. No, better yet, I'll let you treat me to lunch. There you go. But guys, again, I brought the meat this week, like I always do, and join us next week. We'll have another impressive real estate professional on that you'll definitely get a nugget or two from. So, Elio, appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for joining in. Let's go make it a great one and bless someone today. How about that? See you now.